Hi everyone and welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. This is my match preview ahead of our tie against Serbia on Tuesday night. This game is at home in the Aviva Stadium and it's near the qualifier. Unfortunately, we got a 1-1 draw with Azerbaijan, a side I think it's ranked 112th in the world, which is just not good enough. We should be beating a side that's ranked 112th in the world, I think, but didn't have a lot of real, we don't really have players playing at such a high quality. Like our goalie was in League One, strikers were in League One. They're very young, 19, 20, 21 year olds. Like some players have very little caps, some players, I've seen someone say online, some players have more caps than appearances for the club, which is it's unfortunate to see. And Stephen Kenny has left out players because they're not getting in at the club. They left out the likes, he left out Randolph, who was a mainstay in the club for Ireland for the past few seasons, and probably one of our better players. He left him out of the team, out of the squad altogether. Even when Travers got in, he had to pull out. He brought in James Talbot. So, players need to be playing at the club, and I fully back that decision. You need to be playing at the club if you want to be at international level. But look, we got a 1-1 draw against Azerbaijan, a side ranked 112th in the world. It's a reflection on that small game before we look at this one, and for me, look, it's just not good enough. We should be beating a side of that calibre. We just simply should be. And we had a lot of chances in the game, and I thought the defending for I thought the defending for Azerbaijan's goal was shocking. I think Coleman and Cullen should have done an awful lot better there. Especially, Coleman, someone of his quality, presence, experience, know-how. He shouldn't be conceding something like that at international level. Like, definitely shouldn't be in just poor, 1-1 draw against Azerbaijan. I thought it would be a nail-on win for Stephen Kenny. He still has no wins in a competitive game for Ireland. It's frustrating, very frustrating. And going into this, game against Serbia, Serbia have a lot of top quality players, and we've played Serbia so many times in the last few seasons. I think we've played them something like 4 times in the last 4 years, home and away. So we're no stranger to this team. We know what they're like. We know what they're capable of doing. And in the past when we played them, we had a completely different squad. We had lots more quality players. You had the likes of Shane Long, who was decent at the time 4 or 5 years ago. He was a much better player than what he is now. He's a lot more sharp. He had Robbie Brady, he was playing very well at his club level. He had likes of Wes Houlihan, who was able to pull the strings in midfield. He had an experienced Glenn Whelan with a good header to him in the middle of the park. But be getting lads together, he'd be experienced. Seamus Coleman was an awful lot quicker. Obviously, we played Serbia back in March where we lost the game 3-2. I don't think we played the worst in that game, but looking at that team, we had Travers in goals, we had of O'Shea and Clark centre back, and we had Stevens left back or left wing back, and they're not available for this game, so there will be changes made. I think Bazunu deserves to keep his place in goals. I'd be bringing Amabama Dele back into this game. Why not? It's kind of hard to see. We don't really have much to lose now with this game. I think he is the future. I think he's a very good player. I thought he felt, a bit hard done by missing out after playing so well against Portugal, coming into that team, and he would probably for that game wasn't expecting to even be playing. And especially for such a long part of the game, and he came in and I thought he did very, very well. Clark and Stevens aren't in as well. Clark wasn't even in the squad, obviously. Travers was out because of injury. O'Shea is out because of injury. Actually, I think Travers is out because of illness, actually. But then Stevens is obviously injured then too, so that's why he's not there. But for this Serbia lineup, I probably would be sticking with the same formation. I don't really think there's much time or any point really in chopping and changing the formations. I think 3-4-3 might leave us a bit too exposed. I don't really think we have enough quality wingers to be doing that kind of a formation, because you need these lads to be able to come back when we lose possession of the ball, but be able to quickly transition and get forward when we do have the ball. So I don't really think that's the way to go. I think 3-5-2. Obviously, when we don't have possession, then they're wing back. So when we do position, they're high and wide, they're making the pitch as big as possible, and try and get them balls into the box again and try and get someone behind them again. So in goals, I'd like to go with Bazunu. I think he deserved his place. In goals, he made a very good save in the match against Azerbaijan. He kept us in it a few times. I thought he was cool-headed for his age, for his lack of experience, for the level that he's playing at. I think he's got a massive future ahead of him. He deserves to be starting for me. If Keller wants to start getting into this team, he may get himself a loan move. He's too happy to be sitting on the bench at Liverpool. I know he's number 2 and he's at one of the best clubs in the world, but at his age he needs to be playing, he needs to be getting out, he needs to be showing what he can do. And the likes of Randolph missed out because he wasn't playing a club football, so if he wants to start playing, he may get himself a loan move and see what he can do. But for me right now, Bazunu is in goals for me. Looking ahead then at the centre backs, I would have Duffy and Egan. I wouldn't change that. I thought they were very, very good. Obviously Duffy got a goal, and Egan was very, very good, and that's 2 of our centre backs getting goals. You need your attacking players kind of getting goals more than your centre backs, but we'll take them wherever they can come. In the middle of them, then I'd have Amo Bamidele. I think he'd play very well with 2 experienced players beside him on each side that could help him through the game. And I don't think he'd be openly exposed if he's got a player on each side of him. So I think that would be the way to go for him. Actually, also Seamus Coleman is out for this game. He's injured, so I would have Doherty right wing back. It's a position that he knows well and he's capable of playing. It'd be interesting to see what he can do. I thought he has played very well in Ireland. I thought his form has been good for us, so it'd be interesting to see how he does there. And then on the left wing back position, I'd put Manning. It's a position that he has been playing with Swansea, and he's also been playing at centre back with Swansea. So I think he deserves this chance, and the fact that Coleman's out, we might as well put Doherty right wing back and then try Manning in left wing back position. Looking into midfield then, my midfield 3, for me, I don't really think we can make much changes here. It's probably our lightest position. We can't really go chopping and changing. It is a qualifier. We need to try and get something out of it as much as we can, even though it's going to be very, very hard to do so. I would stick with Cullen, and I would stick with McGrath. I'd play McGrath slightly ahead of Cullen. Then beside Cullen, for me, it's kind of a toss-up between Alan Brown or Conor Hourihane. Hourihane came on and he took a lot of set pieces, which is ultimately where we seem to be scoring from as of late. I think most of Kenny's goals for in charge of Ireland has come from set pieces, which is a bit worrying in a way, but it does show we're very dangerous at set pieces too. So if we get a set piece, we could really use someone who we know is good at a set piece delivery, or good at taking a free kick, not someone that should be kind of thinking, he can hit them okay-ish. Hourihane, when he does deliver it, normally it's good, and when it's very good, it can lead to a goal. And it's something that we need, and that's a strength that we have. And when you're going through a poor patch of form or results aren't going your way, you really need to exercise your strengths as best as you can, and that can be the best way to expose a team, and it can give the team confidence, knowing we're good at this, we can do this. And I think having him in the team, he's experienced, he has a fair few caps for Ireland, he's scored free kicks, he can take corners, he can make free kicks from all range of positions. I think he'd be very dangerous to have on the pitch, and I think he is certainly an option for us. Although Brown has scored against Serbia the last time he played for us in March and got the goal, and I do think Brown's a good player. He hasn't really done it for Ireland, but I certainly think there's a player there. He's experienced, he's played at a high level with Preston, he's played a range of positions with them. He's been right back, right wing back, central midfield, attacking midfield, defensive midfield, very versatile. So he's a good option to have on the bench if we're not going to start him anyway, so it's good to see that he's there. He's brought into the squad, and look, it would be a toss-up for me between him and Hourihane. But as I said, Hourihane has that speciality of being able to really deliver a set piece. So for me, I probably would stick with Hourihane, and I'd probably put him beside Cullen in midfield, and I'd have McGrath slightly ahead of them. I don't think McGrath's done anything wrong to be left out of the team. Ever since he just came in, I've been impressed with him. I think his work rate has been good. I think he's been calm on the ball. I think he tried to play it forward when he could, and he's impressed me, and he has an eye for goal. He certainly has scored at club level, albeit in the Scottish League, but he's still done it. So I would trust him. I'd keep him in the team. I would reward him for doing so well, and I'd certainly have him there, playing just ahead of the central midfielders for myself. Looking at the strikers then, again, the likes of Troy Parrott is in League One. I does not really get the minutes for Norwich. I think he's got man of the match for Ireland twice, the last 2 games he played. So that's obviously very positive to see, and hopefully this could get him into at club level for Norwich. Be absolutely excellent if he starts getting in for Norwich. He is third or fourth striker there, but he hasn't let us down in a green shirt, certainly last few nights. I thought he's played very well, and in my opinion he definitely deserves to be there, and I certainly wouldn't be leaving him out. I thought his touch on the ball was really good. I thought he held the play up really well. He got his head up, he was looking at who was around him, he tried to do something good with the ball when he could, something positive, and I thought the ball stuck to him very well. And for someone who's inexperienced as that young, I thought he's done very well, and he's in Cork and Ireland very proud, and he is one for the future. I put him beside Robinson. Robinson's really the only one scoring at club level at a decent level for us. He's that bit more experienced, he's that bit older, he's got a bit of pace about him, and I think, you know, this could be a game for him to come in. And so that would be the team I would go with. You know, it's more of a 5-3-2, 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it. But I do think that would be the way to play. That's just what I think now from what I've seen. I don't really think Stephen Kenny should start changing formations around too much. I think it's a bit too late to be doing that. It's not like we have loads to play for anyway, so if he does, it's probably not going to make much of an odds. Yeah, that will be my 1 to 11 for tomorrow night's fixture. Let me know what you think below. Let me know what you think of my selection. Let me know who you would replace, who you'd like to see come on. Let me know if you'd set the team up differently, and what would your team be. And you know, it's going to be a very difficult one. Serbia are a good side. We all know the players they have. We're no stranger to them. We've obviously only recently played them back in March. We all know what they can do. We know what they're about, and they are a good team. And it's going to be a massively hard game. Stephen Kenny's obviously under a lot of pressure. There's people in the media, there's fans calling for his name, for his head to be gone in the team. Let me know what your thoughts are on that below. Should Stephen Kenny be given more time? Has he had enough time? Is it time to draw the line? Should Stephen Kenny be let go of his duties over the Republic of Ireland national team? But that's the team I would go with. Let me know below what you think of it, and if you would change anyone in that lineup. Hopefully we get a result tomorrow night. I'm not too optimistic about it. I try to be a realist. I try to keep my head leveled going into these kind of games. We're not going into the backs of good form, so I think we're going to have to be calling for a win. I'm going to say a 1-0 win. It could be from a set piece, but we'll take it. I'll definitely take a win no matter how it comes. Hopefully get a win, 1-0 win, and look, whoever's going to the match, I hope you have a very good time and enjoy yourselves at it as best as you can. It's not a sellout, unfortunately, and there is people selling their tickets online, which is a bit sad to see. A lot of people that are selling their tickets online would be the very ones looking for tickets, begging people for tickets when we do reach a qualifier, or when we do reach a playoff round, or when we do reach a tournament. They'll be the very ones putting online, going, "Come on, you boys are green," and looking for tickets, and they're the very ones selling up. But yeah, that's a topic for another day, I suppose. As I said, just let me know your thoughts below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and like the video, and thanks very much for watching.